There's a town in America where the police department hasn't fired a single bullet in over a decade, not even by accident. And no, it's not some tiny village in the middle of nowhere. It's hiding in plain sight, surrounded by coffee shops, soccer fields, and kids riding bikes like it's 1985. You're not supposed to know this because the locals like it quiet, in every sense of the word. Stick around, because number 3 on this list might just make you want to pack up, sell everything, and move tomorrow. Picture a town where crime is so rare that the local police blotter once reported loose chihuahua detained until owner found as its most exciting incident of the week. That's Carmel-by-the-Sea, a seaside village that looks like it was designed by a storybook illustrator after too much chamomile tea. White sand beaches, pastel sunsets, and streets lined with boutique bakeries. It's the kind of place where the loudest sound at night is the ocean. Here's the kicker. Carmel has a crime rate nearly 70% lower than the national average, and violent crime is practically non-existent. The schools are ranked among California's best, and community events feel like you accidentally wandered into a Hallmark movie. Safety here isn't just numbers, it's a lifestyle. People still leave their doors unlocked when they walk their dog. Of course, perfection comes with quirks. There are no street addresses. Seriously. Mail is picked up at the post office, and directions are given by turn left at the blue gate, then right at the tree that leans a little. The median home price, over $2 million, which means your neighbors are just as likely to be retired CEOs as they are professional artists. Trade-off? You get stunning beauty, quiet streets, and zero violent crime. But you might have to explain to your friends why Amazon keeps delivering your packages to the bakery down the block. If you think this is charming, wait until you see the next town. It's so picturesque it feels fake, but the property taxes could fund a small moon mission. Step into Ridgefield and you'll swear you've wandered into a Norman Rockwell painting, except the Wi-Fi actually works here. Nestled in the rolling hills of Fairfield County, this small New England town blends old-world charm with the kind of safety stats that make parents breathe easier. We're talking a violent crime rate that's almost 90% lower than the national average, and a police blotter so uneventful it could double as a grocery list. Picture this. Autumn leaves tumbling across Main Street, a cozy bookshop glowing in the lamplight, and kids racing home from the library without a single worry about what's lurking in the shadows. The public schools consistently rank among the best in the state, and community events, from summer concerts to holiday parades, feel like scenes from a movie that forgot to include the bad guy. But here's where the fantasy cracks a little. Ridgefield's property taxes are not for the faint of heart. The average homeowner is paying well into the 5 figures annually, and the median home price sits around $850,000. Translation: safety here doesn't come cheap, and you might find yourself explaining to friends why your mortgage payment looks like it belongs to a small business loan. Still, that's the trade-off. You get postcard streets, rock-solid schools, and peace of mind so complete it feels almost surreal. But you also get a tax bill that could sponsor a minor space program. And if you think that's a steep price, wait until we hit number 3, where crime is almost mythical, but rush hour traffic feels like it was designed by a Bond villain. In Johns Creek, Georgia, crime isn't just low, it's practically the stuff of urban legend. Locals joke that the only time the police get called is when someone's HOA lawn height rules are violated. Situated just northeast of Atlanta, Johns Creek is a polished, family-focused suburb that somehow manages to keep a small-town vibe despite having a population of nearly 85,000. Imagine tree-lined streets where every yard looks like it's been trimmed with surgical precision, kids spilling out of top-ranked schools, and weekend festivals where half the crowd knows each other by first name. Johns Creek boasts a violent crime rate about 80% lower than the US average, and property crime isn't far behind. The schools here regularly make Best in Georgia lists, and the median household income is well into the six figures. Safety, education, and affluence all in one neat package. But here's the catch: the traffic. Morning and evening rush hours here are the ninth circle of suburban hell. A simple 15-minute trip can stretch into a 45-minute crawl, complete with the kind of driver standoffs you usually only see in reality TV. And while the city is just a short drive to Atlanta's entertainment and nightlife, the operative word there is drive. And you'll be doing a lot of it. The trade-off? You get near impeccable safety, diversity, strong schools, and family-friendly events. But you'll have to budget for a little extra patience and maybe a podcast subscription for the daily commute. If you think traffic's bad here, wait till you see number 4, where winters can freeze your eyelashes, but safety levels could make a crime novelist go out of business. Naperville has been showing up on Safest Cities in America lists for so long, it's practically a permanent fixture. Located just 30 miles west of Chicago, it's the kind of place where you can walk along the scenic Riverwalk at night without clutching your keys like a weapon. Violent crime here is roughly 85% lower than the national average, and property crime is almost equally rare. Picture brick-paved streets lined with boutique shops and cafes, kids splashing in the Centennial Beach pool during summer, and neighbors actually waving hello when you pass. Not because they know you, but because that's just what people do here. The schools are top tier, parks are everywhere, and the community vibe is so strong that major events, from summer concerts to food festivals, feel more like extended family reunions than public gatherings. Of course, Naperville has its quirks. Winters here don't play around. We're talking icy winds that slap you awake, snow that overstays its welcome, and mornings where scraping your windshield feels like an extreme sport. And while the city's only a train ride from Chicago, that proximity comes with a price tag. The median home price hovers around $550,000, and you'll need to budget for the extra heating bill that comes with those Midwest deep freezes. The trade-off? You get one of the safest, most family-friendly communities in the country, with stellar schools and a lively, walkable downtown. But you'll also get a yearly reminder that Mother Nature owns a snow shovel, and she's not afraid to use it. If you think cold is the worst trade-off, just wait for number 5, where the crime rate is microscopic, but your neighbors might know your business before you do. Franklin is the kind of place where strangers will wave at you from their porch, and by the end of the day, you'll know the names of their kids, their dog, and probably their preferred barbecue sauce. Located just south of Nashville, this historic town combines southern charm with safety levels that make parents sleep easy. Violent crime here is about 70% lower than the national average. Picture red brick sidewalks leading past Civil War-era buildings, the sound of live bluegrass spilling out of a local cafe, and kids darting between food stalls at the Saturday farmers market. Schools are among the best in the state, and the downtown area feels like it was plucked straight out of a movie set, but with real people and real sweet tea. Franklin also has a strong sense of community, with events like Main Street festivals and holiday parades that seem designed to make you forget about the outside world. But here's the flip side. Everyone knows everyone. That friendly, "Hi, how are you?" can sometimes turn into, "So, I heard your cousin's thinking about selling his truck," before you've even finished your coffee. Privacy here is, let's just say, optional. The median home price hovers near $750,000, and with Nashville's booming popularity, those prices aren't trending down anytime soon. The trade-off? You get low crime, friendly neighbors, and a slice of Americana that feels increasingly rare. But you might also feel like you're living inside a small-town group chat you can't mute. And if you think small-town gossip is intense, wait until number 6, where safety is unmatched, but nightlife practically vanishes after 9 p.m. Fisher's is the kind of place where police officers probably have time to perfect their chili recipes between calls. Located just northeast of Indianapolis, this suburban gem boasts a violent crime rate more than 80% below the national average. It's the sort of town where kids can ride their bikes to the park, play until the streetlights come on, and still make it home before dinner without a single worried text from mom. Picture a Saturday morning here, families filling the farmer's market, fresh kettle corn in hand, while kids line up for face painting. The schools are top-rated, the neighborhoods are dotted with playgrounds and trails, and community events range from summer concerts to movies in the park nights that pack the lawn. Fisher's also consistently ranks among the best places to live in America, thanks to its combination of affordability, safety, and family-friendly amenities. Median home prices hover around $350,000, making it one of the more attainable safe havens on this list. But if you're looking for wild nightlife, you're going to be disappointed. By 9 p.m., the streets are so quiet you might mistake the town for a post-apocalyptic movie set, minus the zombies. Most restaurants close early, and your entertainment options boil down to movie theaters, bowling, or a late-night Target run. The trade-off: you get incredible safety, great schools, and a strong sense of community. But you'll also need to adjust to a lifestyle where going out might mean staying in. And if you think that's calm, wait until number 7, where safety and happiness collide, but tornado season adds a thrill you definitely didn't ask for. Overland Park is proof that safety and happiness can live in the same zip code. Consistently ranked among America's safest and most content cities, this Kansas suburb offers a violent crime rate roughly 75% below the national average. It's the kind of place where kids play tag in wide-open parks. Neighbors actually return your lawn tools, and the loudest disturbance on a Saturday night is probably a backyard barbecue. Picture golden Kansas sunsets spilling across sprawling green spaces, weekend farmers markets bursting with fresh produce, and bike paths that weave through neighborhoods like lazy rivers. The public schools here are top tier, and the city's strong economy keeps local businesses thriving. Median home prices are around $400,000, not cheap, but still a bargain compared to coastal safe havens. But here's the wild card: tornado season. Sure, most years pass with nothing more than a few dramatic storm clouds, but every spring there's that tense few weeks where your phone's weather alert becomes your most important app. Locals take it in stride. Stocked storm shelters, practice drills, and a just part of life here attitude, but if you're new, those sirens will get your heart rate up. The trade-off: you get top safety scores, happy neighbors, and plenty of space to raise a family, but Mother Nature will occasionally remind you she runs the show. If you think sirens are nerve-wracking, just wait for number 8. Where the sun shines 300 days a year, the crime rate is low, but the summer heat can turn your mailbox into a bread oven. Gilbert might just be the desert's answer to where can I raise my kids without worrying. This fast-growing Phoenix suburb has managed to keep its crime rate impressively low. Violent crime here is about 70% below the national average. It's the kind of place where families fill the parks in the evening, little league games run without incident, and the biggest neighborhood drama might be who forgot to bring snacks for soccer practice. Imagine warm evenings with palm trees swaying against fiery sunsets, kids chasing each other across splash pads, and weekend farmers markets offering everything from cactus honey to fresh tamales. Gilbert's schools are among the highest rated in Arizona, and the community calendar is stacked with family-friendly events. Think art walks, outdoor movie nights, and holiday parades under twinkling lights. Median home prices hover near $500,000, And for many, that's a fair trade for year-round sunshine and security. But here's the reality check. Summer. For about 3 months, daytime temperatures regularly hit triple digits, and walking barefoot to the mailbox could earn you second-degree burns. Locals adapt with early morning activities, industrial-strength air conditioning, and an unspoken agreement to pretend that July and August don't exist. The trade-off? You get sunshine 300 days a year, low crime, and a close-knit community. But you'll have to accept that for part of the year, stepping outside feels like opening the oven door. If you think heat is the biggest challenge, wait until number 9, where New England charm meets incredible safety. But buying a house might require finding buried pirate treasure. Brookline feels like a New England postcard that somehow came to life. Tree-lined streets, charming brick buildings, and a safety record that makes it one of the most secure towns in the entire Northeast. Violent crime here is about 65% below the national average, and the town's proximity to Boston means you get big city perks without the big city dangers. Picture crisp autumn mornings where kids walk to school under a canopy of golden leaves, weekend strolls past historic homes, and afternoons spent in cozy cafes that look like they've been there for a century. Brookline's public schools are among the best in Massachusetts, and the town has an almost obsessive dedication to green space. Parks and playgrounds are never far from your doorstep. It's also culturally rich, with museums, libraries, and arts programs that make it a haven for curious young minds. But here's the reality check. Housing. The median home price is well over $1.5 million, and even modest rentals can make your wallet cry. The cost of living here is high enough that you'll occasionally wonder if the squirrels in your local park have trust funds. And while Boston is just a quick drive or train ride away, parking there is its own urban survival game. The trade-off? You get an unbeatable blend of safety, education, and culture, but you'll need a serious budget to afford it. And if you think money is the only barrier, wait until number 10, where safety is unmatched, the scenery looks like a screensaver, and the rain practically has its own zip code. Sammamish is the kind of place where safety isn't just a statistic, it's the default setting. Consistently ranked as one of America's safest towns, violent crime here is a rare headline, and even property crime rates are impressively low. Nestled just east of Seattle, Sammamish offers a serene, family-friendly environment surrounded by nature so beautiful it feels almost unreal. Picture evergreen forests hugging winding neighborhoods, glassy lakes reflecting snow-capped mountains, and kids playing in parks where the biggest danger is a scraped knee. The schools are some of the best in Washington state, and the median household income is high, which fuels well-maintained public spaces and community programs. With a median home price around $1.4 million, Sammamish attracts families who prioritize security, education, and a healthy lifestyle. Hiking trails and bike paths are basically in your backyard. But here's the thing: rain. Not just the occasional drizzle. This is the kind of steady, misty rain that shows up in November and politely refuses to leave until May. Locals are pros at layering, owning more rain jackets than dress shirts, and scheduling soccer games in conditions that would make most people cancel a picnic. The trade-off? You get world-class safety, breathtaking scenery, and a community that feels like a gated suburb without the actual gates. But you'll also have to make peace with the fact that the sun is more of a seasonal visitor than a permanent resident. So, which of these towns would you actually move to? And which one would drive you crazy? Drop your hot takes in the comments. I want to see if anyone dares to pick the one with tornado season. If you know someone who's been talking about finding a safe place to settle down, share this with them. It might save them hours of Googling. And if you want more lists that dig up the spots the travel blogs keep forgetting to mention, Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one.